The Internet of Bodies. Implantable microchips could put all of your information in one place and make you hackable. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings to all you sincere brethren, teaching His word in all sincerity and truth. To the 144,000, the house of David, Shalom, and the rest of the great multitude, men, women, and children, the Lord will have mercy on in these last days. It's the brother Dama Agabar from JMS Los Angeles with another lesson. Lord willing to edify and feed the lambs of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai with this lesson, alright? And this one is dealing with the Internet of Bodies, alright? And which further shows you that, Revelations 13 and 16, which I'm not going to get, because as you should know, that's a very, you know, touchy topic on this platform to where, they could pull your video if you go too deep into it. But I'm going to go into it, but I'm going to go into some of these root words, all right, which is how you truly get deeper understanding of what the MOTB is, which, us here at Great Millstone have been pushing and teaching for years now. And now it's being made, plain upon tables, man. It's undeniable. You can't miss it, all right? Even these, these different economic forms and government forms of Esau and his elites are coming out and telling you plainly, all right, this is where the future of things is going. This is where the future of you know um, you know security, finance, and basically identification is going. And they're going to cause everybody on this earth to get down with this system, all right? And this Internet of Bodies has been gradually been pushed upon you people without you even understanding where it's ultimately going to go, which is going to be inside of you, right? And that's why they've been pushing a lot of this technology for this last few years to where it's all about wearables, all right, like your smartwatch, you know um, your biometrics, having things on your body that communicate with you, whether mainly smartwatches, all right, because that's one of the wearables that they're gonna eventually have inside of you. You're not gonna have to have a smartwatch pretty soon anymore because you're gonna have your charagma within you that's gonna play that part, and it's gonna interact with you, and they're talking about how it's gonna let you know whether you're sick before you're sick and update you and let you know, hey, your body is getting sick, your immune system is down through that thing inside of you, okay? And it's gonna have every bit of information about you to the to the to the to the smallest thing about you, not only your name, your height, your weight. It's gonna know everything about you, man. How many times you took a piss that day, how many calories you have intaken, how many ounces of water have you drank, you know uh, things that what are you watching on the internet, how your emotions are reacting to the things that you are watching on the internet. If you watch particular videos, is it having a positive or a negative effect on you? They're trying to go that deep inside of you, and they're going to use these different um you know the charagma to accomplish that, man. And when I go into the Revelations 13 to 16, I'm gonna go to the root word of the word charagma, which we know is that thing that's inserted, you know, and then you got the after charagma, you got the word charax, which is the you know the 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 thing that they use to sharpen to a point, and then you have the thing, the root word of that of charax is grapho, all right, and that's what I'm gonna focus on because that's ultimately what this that thing inside of you is going to ultimately hold and have on it. All right. And this article explains it pretty well. So I don't have to read all this article. I'm just going to read the main points. But again, let's get into this real quick. It's not going to be a long lesson. But I just want to show you the correlation. All right. And then when you see after I read this article and when I go into the definition of the word grapho, it should make perfect sense to you if you are in the spirit, right? It says implantable, what, are now being marketed as the ultimate inconvenience, you see, and that's how they're going to present it to the whole world, especially after all hell breaks loose and chaos and, you know, um, the time of Jacob's trouble and famine and, the collapsing of this current financial system and, Egyptian against the Egyptian, massive amounts of famine and confusion and infighting and anarchy is here on the streets of America. They're going to come with this charagma as the as the as a solution, as a way of salvation, as a way for society to, you know, build itself back up and things can go back to so-called normal, right? It's going to be through the convenience of that charagma, right? It says, but their goal is to ultimately create the internet of bodies. You see, this is what an internet of body is: an ecosystem of sensors designed to monitor, analyze, and modify human bodies and their behavior. And what is that? The charagma. All right, that's what it's all about. That's where things is going. All right. It says they would allow you to open doors without keys or buy things without your wallet. Buy things, buying or selling. Okay, which that's just the whole, basis of human function here in this society is buying or selling. You got to work to make money. You got to make money so that you can eat, buy food, buy clothes, buy electricity. Pay for electricity, pay for heat, pay for water, pay for gas, pay for clothes, pay for baby food, everything that you need in this society. All right, you know. And of course, they're gonna have you do some technological things like open doors. Put your hand to your car. It'll start your car because the car and your thingy thing inside of you will be linked. It'll be able to read the information when you want to open your door that's you opening your door. So when somebody else tries to open your door with their charagma, it won't match. Like the Internet of Bodies and the technology will recognize that that's not the owner of that car. Okay. It says Sweden is one of the first countries to adopt implantable to become more or less a cashless society. You see, cashless society. It says the implant will replace the need for, pay attention here, the implant will replace the need for debit and credit cards altogether, along with identification and keys. You see, that's gonna be your identification. It's gonna be on your thing, man, on your charagma. All right, that's how you will be identified. That's how you will be able to merge with this beast system that is coming. All right. And without it, you won't be able to function. All right. It says to pay for items, all you have to do is place your hand near a contactless card reader to register payment. See? Boom, bap right there, man. And how is it going to be able to do that? Because it's going to have all the information needed on your thing for you to communicate with the world. That's why it's called the Internet of Bodies, man. All right, you're going to be plugged into this you're going to be plugged into this system, man. Your body and your person and who you are will be digitally. Don't say bad words. Okay, don't say bad words. Come here, man. Come on. All right, Salakia. All right. It says an estimated 5,000 to 10,000 Swedes have been so far, although authorities claim that they don't know the exact number and there is still no central registry. The are said to be untrackable at present, but this may not remain so in the future. While early contain only limited amounts of information, implementing a global digital identification system. You see, a global digital identification system would include everything imaginable about a person. Like I said, it's going to be able to know how many times you took a piss, how much how many breaths you're taking in a day, whether you're getting excited, whether you're depressed, whether you're, how you feel about receiving particular information. Will that information lead you to be a terrorist, or will that information, and they'll know whether that information is influencing you to want to be radical, or whether you're not receiving that information. All right. It says a global digital identification system would include everything imaginable about a person. You see, and that's why they want this 5G system set up too, because they're going to be tracking you and monitoring everything that you do in real time, man. Even if you step out of your house and you're walking down the street, they're going to have an infrastructure set up to where they're constantly going to be scanning you and reading you through your what? Through your charagma, man. You know? It says everything imaginable about a person, from online search histories and medical information to personal banking data, social credit score, and more, man. See? It says with the IOB, nothing will be private. All right? Biosensors that measure and monitor biological functioning and emotional states will also be developed. You see, they're going to be monitoring. They're trying to be the most high on earth, man. They're going to be monitoring every single emotion, every single reaction, every little bit of thing that you do will be monitored and tracked in real time, man. And they're going to have AI watching you and seeing whether rating you, seeing whether you're a good citizen, whether you're going against the narrative or against the narrative, man. This is where they're trying to go with these things, man. Which we know, ultimately the Lord's going to destroy it. But this is where this man is going, and this is where he's leading all humanity, and he's bringing it to you in a form of convenience, man. But really, it's a slave system, right? It says this could also include biosensors that detect diseases. See now, and that's what your wearables are about. That's what your Apple Watch is supposed to do. All right, you have it on your wrist. It's doing a very not very great job, but it's on the outside, and eventually it'll be on the inside, and that's what it's basically doing. It's a biosensor on you that's tracking you, tracking your breath and your heart rate, and when you work out, you use it to see what your heart rate is. They want to do that, but put that inside of you, man, to where they're gonna monitor and they're gonna track it and they're gonna have all access to that, man. All right, this is what John the Revelator saw. But he just, on the surface said you won't be able to buy or sell, but it includes all of this, man. That's why it's a global digital identification system, but it's really a slave system, man. It says this could also include biosensors that detect disease by tracking chemical reactions inside the body, like I said earlier. You see? It says, for instance, it could determine whether or not you have been infected with I'm not even going to say that, even before symptoms emerge. You see? And that's what this thing is all about, man. But the main point I'm going into is a global digital identification system, which would include everything imaginable about a person, right? And they're going to have your CBDCs on there. They're going to let you know whether you can buy particular things or if you can't buy particular things. They're going to let you know whether you can travel outside of your house or whether you can't travel, man. All based on your digital credit score, man, which is going to be based on how good of a slave you are, man, and how much you're, um, going along with the prescribed narrative of the beast, man. It says from online search histories and medical information to personal banking data, social credit score, and more. See, this is why you won't be able to buy or sell without the mark of the what. All right, and this word grapho is the point I wanted to make. This is the word grapho, the root word of karax. All right, so this is what's going to be, and this is what that thing inside of you is to be. It says to write, writing, describe. It says to write with reference the form of letters, to dealienate letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material. Now, when you open a book or somebody writes a letter unto you, what's on that letter? Information, man. That letter is sent to you because it has particular information on it. It's going to be the same with that charagma that's in you, man. It's going to have all, like I said, every amount of information or imaginable about you, man. It says to write with reference to the contents of the writing, to express, it says to commit to writing things not to be forgotten. And what's not to be forgotten, man? Like I said, it's just going to be like your wallet. And what's in your wallet? Your ID, your social security card right now. And if you lose your wallet, that's something that you're not supposed to lose. Your social security number as of right now is something that should not be forgotten, because without it, you can't what? You can't work without one. You can't be identified as a citizen. Just like if you lose your birth certificate, if you don't have so-called papers, to like you come here, you're an illegal alien, and you don't have papers, you pretty much don't exist in this society. You're an illegal alien. You don't have the proper paperwork to work in this system. It's going to be the same with this MOTB, man. It says what things not to be forgotten, and what's going to be those things that's going to constantly be on there so it won't be forgotten. Your global digital identification system would include everything imaginable about a person, from online search histories and medical information to personal banking data. So, and that's all going to be on your charagma, man. See, it says, i.e., to write to one, i.e., by writing, to give information, directions. See, what's going to be directions on that charagma? It's going to let you know whether you're going to be able to do particular things, whether you can buy or sell, whether you can go to the store and buy particular food, man. Everything is going to be on this thing, all right? It says to fill with writing, to draw up in writing, compose. You see, especially to write, figuratively to describe. Right, your whole description is going to be on your thing, man. From the good, the bad, to the ugly, man. You see, and like I said, and they're going to have a whole infrastructure set up to where everywhere you go, they're going to be able to constantly uh, 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 um, have this information on you, exact this information on you, because this is going to be within you. All right. Like I said, just like right now, they showed you that in that movie, The Minority Report, when Tom Cruise got his eyes switched out with the eyes of that Asian guy. He walked into the store. It immediately scanned him, and it knew his previous purchase histories and those khakis that he was looking at the last time that he was in the store. That's where this whole thing is headed, man. That's what this whole thing is about. It's a system put in place to where this devil is going to try to be like the Most High on earth, and you're going to be his total slaves through this system, man. You're not going to be able to operate outside of his you know, him watching you or knowing what you're doing or what you're thinking or what you're eating, if you're hungry, if you had sex, if you're doing anything that he deems, unlawful according to his beast system. He's gonna have the ability to know these things, man. And if all fails and you continue to be a horrible and not complying to his ways of life, he guess what? He can shut you out of the society. He can turn off your charagma, or he can embed this thing with an electromagnetic shock. Anytime that you do a particular thing, and he wants to get you back in line, he can send that shock and torture you, man. Or ultimately just turn off your chip and kill you, man. Separate you from this society, and you'll and you'll basically just die because you won't be able to buy or sell or eat or do anything in a society because he could easily just turn off your chip, just like Aaron Russo said. Nick Rockefeller told him that. So we can see, exactly where this thing is going, man. But I just want to go into the whole point of the Grapho and what's going to be inside of that thing, which is all information imaginable about you. All right, everything, man. All right, and this is part of that beast system, and this is where everything is going, and this is why this thing was entitled the Internet of Bodies, man, because it's literally going to be inside of you. All right. So I just wanted to go into that real quick. Lord willing, you brothers and sisters edified. Lord willing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the point was made. You were edified, and this information was brought out, man. So until the next